There we go. Hi, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to hold up my disclaimer so that if you want to take a picture of it and read it, because again, I'm not doing the long intros anymore. It's taking up too much time. You can take a picture of that. Okay, go. You can screenshot that. Sorry. You can screenshot that and go ahead and read it if you want to. But it's basically saying, by watching my videos, you are agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. And then this is my protection page of all the protection stuff that I go through. So again, if you want to take a screenshot of that and look at that, you're more than welcome to. Okay. And I'll just read the bottom part. I ask now as I call upon God's favor to give us the full armor of God for protection during our life's mission and work on the earth. I am eternally grateful for the favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles. In your holy name, Lord my God, I give gratitude and thanks. I pray unto the holy presence and meditate on your divine will. Amen. Okay. So, the message that I got, I'm going to go ahead and use my sacred chime, and then we'll get started. God bless you. God bless you. Okay, so basically what I am picking up from Spirit is that somebody tried to frame you. The justice system did absolutely nothing about this person. And this person did literally more than one. They got you put on a government watch list. Okay, whoever this message is for, in my collective, they got you put on a government watch list. But they were trying to frame you for something that obviously you have nothing to do with, so that's not going to work. But needless to say, they still tried to frame you for something you had nothing to do with. Also, I feel like somebody tried to steal your identity. They tried to frame you and steal your identity, and they got caught up for it. But for some reason, the justice system decided not to do anything about it. Now, what happens when the justice system and the police and all that, the feds, the CIA, everybody that knows about it? Because there's no reason for you to be on a government watch list. You're not a threat to anything. You're more of actually like a salvation energy to this place. So again, if this country were to lose you, they would lose yet another chosen one. Like they would lose loyalty and lose that chosen one. This is why the government really, really needs to wake up and start being aware of how they're treating people. And when they're not getting justice for people, why they think that, oh, they just looked at you maybe like you're weak or you're meek. And so that they didn't need to really serve justice on your behalf. They didn't need to go through the full steps of things. They just didn't feel the need to. So what happens when the government shits on God, because for whatever reason, you're doing your divine life purpose. Here comes some jealous idiot that wants to get you locked up. They go ahead and they steal your identity, create crimes in your name, and they try to get you framed and locked up for it. But they were the ones that did it themselves. Then the government and everybody involved doesn't do right by you. There are spiritual beings in this world, okay, that their spiritual selves make them not only an asset, but something that's vital for the continuation of the country. Okay. This could be one reason why, what is it? Like New World Order gets created, because the government loses by abusing their own people. They lose a good portion of chosen people, and then they lose the favor of God. Okay. Don't think that just because the United States gave Israel a place to live, that God is going to be loyal to the United States. No, God is, at this point, is so furious with the United States of America because of the mistreatment of the chosen people, and because God has sent prophets and anointed ones to America to benefit the country, and the police have shit on these chosen ones. The government has not acknowledged their gifts or acknowledged even their value in any type of way. The government hasn't done what they've needed to do to assist this person so that they could be here to do their divine life purpose and jobs to keep the United States of America safe, right? And to keep God's favor in America. Y'all, in God we trust. Well, what happens when the God that you're putting all of your trust into decides that God's had enough of you and of enough of the treatment that these people have put their children through? This is the type of energy that I'm feeling. God is not happy. I literally would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if some supernatural stuff began to happen, because yeah, we have supernatural protecting, and when our government outs us, like, not doesn't protect our information, puts us, anybody putting somebody that's innocent on a government watch list is I'm not even going to say what they are, but that's an abomination and a crime. Okay. And anybody agreeing to that, lying, bearing false witness against a chosen one, you're breaking the fucking commandments and going to the government to get somebody locked up because you think that they want your man, or you think that their man wants you, or whatever stupid human bullshit. Okay. Now what you've done is, and this is like, I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for, like, there's other people that I see. There's like at least 4 other individuals that the government has unwarrantedly, because they've listened to the bearing of false witness. They listen to the lies of whoever the fuck talked to them. They put people on a government watch list, and then put their information out there like they're some type of terrorist, and these are the chosen ones. So you're basically, your government's putting the chosen's lives in danger every single day, not doing what's necessary to protect them. So what does God do? God sends in the real protection. Well, what does that actually look like? It looks like natural disasters. That's what it looks like. It looks like natural disasters. It looks like people in power getting effed up by God. Anybody that had their hands in the situation of trying to frame somebody that's a chosen one protecting the country. This is why a few of the chosen have already left the United States of America, because they're not putting up with it anymore. It is what it is. The government's losing their connection within the God we trust. Okay. I mean, it's like literally only because there's 4 individuals right now that are chosen in the United States of America that God has not flooded. And I'm talking about like Noah's flooded the United States of America and pretty much the rest of the world. So again, those stories were not just stories. Those were examples of what God's going to do. Like, what God's promises are and what God's going to do. And God doesn't care about government. God does not care about feds, FBI, whatever, CIA. God doesn't give a shit. You're abusing the chosen ones that y'all prayed. Everybody prayed so fucking much for help. Like, this is my point where I'm just like, I'm done with y'all, because literally everybody has prayed for help. So what does God do? God sends the help. God sends the chosen ones to help. And then what do the people do that asked for help, but they not only abuse, they take advantage, they do fraud, and they try to falsely imprison and trap the chosen one, and then they try to sacrifice the chosen one. Okay? And this is something that I'm not even gonna say nothing, dude, about it, because the fact that I had to say anything about this to begin with is an abomination. Okay. And I hope that people that are still stalking me, I hope that they get caught up by God. I hope that because this is the thing, the government has put the entire world at risk by not following through, by not making sure that justice was served. Okay, no justice got served and people got to walk free that had made crimes, they should have done at least 5 years in prison. That would have at least stopped them from what they were doing to the chosen. Okay. Um, Now the government doing the same thing, what the government should have done, what the moment that they found out that these people were lying about this person or this group of people, the government should have literally contacted the chosen, given them literally a new place to live that's guarded by security 24 hours a day. Okay, that's owned by the government. Then they should have given them whatever amount of money it takes to live in that place. Okay. And then they should have started working with these chosen people because they all have different abilities. They should have taken the necessary steps to protect the individual rather than further putting their information online, further causing them to be victimized. And that's exactly what the government is doing. And so then somebody trying to say that somebody's a terrorist threat. No, you know what the terrorist threat is? The fact that you are disobedient to God, the fact that you allowed these people to become harmed in the first place, and the fact that a certain amount of them already left America and took their allegiances with them. They're not going to be loyal to a country that's not loyal to them. Like that's bigoted bullshit, and it's not going to ever happen. You're never going to get loyalty from somebody that you weren't loyal to. And so the government putting these people fully at risk, not only, and the sad thing is that other countries look at these watch lists. Other countries know who these chosen people are. Okay, they have public platforms. They've made a difference. Every other country would be like literally to get a chosen one in your country. Do you understand? Y'all don't even understand the amount of gift and safety and protection that is. Like India they don't have any chosen people there right now. If they gained a chosen person, it'd be like freaking winning the lottery for every person alive in that country. But again, America just doesn't feel the need to protect anybody that has spiritual gifts. They know that people have spiritual gifts and they know that they're being targeted. There's an entire city that needs to go down for the corrupt bullshit that they've done. Okay. They need to go down. So the fact that the government isn't doing what's necessary to protect the chosen is pretty much all God cares about. God doesn't care about anybody else that's not chosen, not in this type of way. Okay. It's not saying that God loves everything, but the chosen, these are specific beings that were put here. So there's no amount of death that the government could try to kill us and unalive us in whatever way that they want to. But it doesn't matter. We're still going to continue to live. And so whoever's running the government, they need to be gotten like fired immediately. Now I'm going to talk about what the other things about messing with the chosen. The chosen are not humans. They're not people. They are angels. They're living earth angels, living angels. So what happens when you abuse an angel of God? Well, that angel knows almost all the other angels, like Gabriel's my cousin, Michael's my husband, like all the archangels, like they're actually related to them. Where every other person that's on the planet, like they don't have any personal, they're not an angel. They don't have a personal relationship with God in that type of way. And they don't have a personal relationship with the angelic realm in that type of way. And so you've got angels, you got aliens, and let's just put the into categories. We got nice angels and nice aliens. Then we got death angels and not nice aliens. And both of them are coming to this planet, or well, I mean, some of them are coming from the inside of the planet, but whatever. Some of them are coming from the sea. But anyways, they're all coming together and to the location of the chosen. And these higher forces that are actually, they're entities that are higher dimensional beings that can shift, they can lower their frequency and turn into a human. That's how alien abduction happens. They lower their frequency and turn into something that's going to, whatever it looks like. But that's what they're doing. That's how I was abducted and taken from the original, which is Destiny Swap, which I rebuke all Destiny Swap. And I asked to be returned to the universe that I came from because they stole me from the universe when I was a child and I was abducted stole me from the universe that I came from, and then brought me here to this universe that's broken and fucked up. And why'd they do that? Because I have the ability to fix everything. So they just decided to take me from one universe to another, which still is a crime against God. And I report that to the Most High God, how I was like taken from my angelic realm and brought here against my free will because they took advantage of me because I was a child and had it and was like a 3-year-old and I didn't know who God was yet to cry out to God. So let's just say that God saw it all. God's displeased. That's a form of destiny swap. Alien abduction is a form of destiny swap. It's inappropriate. The grays that want to use our bodies as hosts, that is inappropriate. Okay. The amount of already alien experimentation that was done on me was very inappropriate. Not only that, the government pretty much sells the human souls to the aliens to be abducted on. Well, that's our own government doing that evil stuff. Okay. Then we've got the custodians. I call them the guardians because I don't know why they call themselves the custodians. But they are reptilian beings that live to torture humans. That's what they like to do. That's the only thing that they like to do. And I think that there's something fucked up about that, but whatever. It's not my place to tell them to go become different beings when they've existed for so long being this way. So now the government has put the entirety of the country in danger because they've broken by not see they were told the ones that get experimented on, the ones that are in these programs of whatever, okay, they were told to specifically guard and watch them because those are not people, they are angels. Like, this is what I want to remind, that you're an earth angel, that these people are not people, they are angels. Okay. And so there was an agreement made to protect these divine beings while they grow up and everything like that, to let them evolve so that they can help the planet ascend and save the planet from what's coming. What's coming? The custodians are coming. They're going to be coming back. Now they're coming back even earlier than they had routed because of the abuse that's been allowed and the mistreatment and the injustice that was done. People not feeling like they need to do any justice. Okay, that's fine. But there's higher sources than the government. There's higher sources than the military, than the cops, than all that shit. There's much higher sources than that, and there's higher beings. And when it comes to that type of real alien shit, the government, they don't have anything that they can negotiate with. All they want is more technology. That's all they want. They're willing to sell as many human beings as necessary to gain that technology. So what they didn't realize was that what those beings that they were selling that got abducted and all that stuff in this alien program, those beings got switched out with one of their beings. So literally, they are doing it to not one of their own. They did it to one of theirs. So basically, the custodians, the guardians, and all the extraterrestrials from Pleiadians to Arcturians to, Nibiruians to all of them, like all of them. Okay, now because they have abused and the ancestors, because the government has abused these individuals, allowed them to be gang stalked, allowed them to be harassed, allowed them to be cyberbullied, allowed people to try to put stuff in their food to unalive them. Because this government did not do what they said, they told the extraterrestrials that they would take care of these specific individuals in this program, right? However, instead of doing that, they put their information on a motherfucking watch list because of somebody's lie, and instead of keeping their word, they broke their end of the agreement. So now, between the government and the custodians, there's going to be a war. And what is with these extraterrestrials? So now the extraterrestrials are on their way back here. I wouldn't be surprised if they're already here, if they were landing today or tomorrow. That they're going to be speaking to whoever in the whoever. And this is why this could be part of why, I don't want to say that, but it could be part of why the stuff is going on politically. That's just whack and bullshit. Okay, they're trying to hurry up and switch people, switch powers, whatever they're trying to do to manipulate the circumstance so they can get somebody else into office, but it doesn't matter because it was for a time frame that this agreement was in place, and it's the only thing. This agreement over these chosen beings was the only thing keeping this extraterrestrial war from occurring within the human government and human race. Okay, so that agreement has been broken, it's been breached, whatever, however you want to talk about it. The contract has been broken. It's been breached. The aliens are on their way here now. And the government's going to have to answer to the specific names that these, and I mean, they're ancestors for me, but whatever, they're these ancestors, aliens, whatever you want to call them. They're going to have to answer to every single thing that occurred while their government sat around and did not do the right thing. What the government was supposed to do. Like I said, this is not a whole lot of individuals. This is a small group of individuals, not even 144,000, not even 1,000. Okay. What the government was supposed to do was to find these people because they're chosen and they have these superpower abilities. They're superheroes. And the government was supposed to give them a safe place, walled up, everything like that, something that they could look over, something that would be protected. Because God and the aliens knew that once they sent this higher dimensional being to this place to be chosen, that everybody in the woodworks would want to come for their head. And so that's why they said, we will only gift you the chosen if you promise and swear to us by making this contract agreement that you will protect those chosen individuals through taking care of them financially, taking care of them in a place with a place to live that has 24-hour monitoring surveillance. Okay. They did not do everything that was said in that contract. So let me just be clear of how bad they messed up. Not only that, they felt like no need to serve justice on the behalf of the chosen, who have been bullied, who have been stalked, who have been harassed by these lower dimensional reptilian idiots that are not even respected. They're hunted. These reptilian entities that have been stalking the chosen are interdimensional and galactic multiversal criminals. Okay, so basically they did not persecute the criminals, who are the reptilian people hiding as reptilians, whatever. Okay, the Codex Giga stuff. They did not do what was necessary to even persecute the enemies of the human race, and the enemies of every other, and the enemies of the earth, and the enemies of every other extraterrestrial race. Even the reptilian custodians do not claim these criminal individuals that have been parading around as humans, causing all of this drama. This is the type of shit that caused the first flood to happen. And of course, God comes, sends angels, sends UFOs down here to take the chosen ones off the planet, and then God floods the shit. So this is like really an abomination. The government is now at war. They're at war now because of what they did not do to protect the chosen. That's all I can say. It is. It's like they, even these Masonic groups that know who the chosen ones are, they should have protected the chosen. It's within their doctrine to protect the chosen, yet they did not do that. They tried to sacrifice the chosen. So now the custodians are coming back, and who knows how many people they're going to sacrifice. Not to mention, Antarctica is pissed. Antarctica is pissed. They're opening up portals on the daily now and using like whatever they use to do that. But they're opening up portals and they're sending higher dimensional beings to back the chosen, because the government has turned into the enemy against the chosen. So I'm ashamed of our government. I'm truly ashamed. I'm like truly ashamed of our government and embarrassed. They don't support freedom. Look what the fuck they just did to the Chosen. Like, that's not freedom. That's not freedom. There is no freedom. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? You can't even own anything without getting taxed. Like, these people were supposed to be treated kindly and made sure that they had food always, make sure they had a home, make sure they had money always, so that they could be in their position and do their job, so that there was nothing in their life causing them to not be able to further progress the country. Like, they didn't do their job. They didn't do their due diligence. Okay. And it is what it is. So that whole agreement for peace is done now. That's over. I don't even know if the government could make up. They would have to take the like 5, including myself, the 4 individuals, and relocate them and do all this stuff. But again, I feel like the extraterrestrials are going to be here before that happens. So they're going to get caught up, basically red-handed, not doing the right thing. Very frustrating. Got the sun, the illumination. This is bringing illumination and enlightenment to this situation that the government is now going to have to figure out how they're going to face, because they weren't loyal to the Chosen. So why would they think that the Chosen has, well, the Chosen are not even human beings. So why does the government think that the Chosen would have, especially after the government was not loyal to the Chosen? They made sure they went out of their way to make sure that justice wasn't served. Okay, so like, why? So what? Then why would the Chosen continue to use their abilities to keep the apocalypse from happening? Because that's really what the Chosen are doing. They're keeping the worst part of everything and the majority of the population from becoming extinct. Because if you're not chosen, you're considered food to the custodians. Okay, so So you're the illumination, the Chosen are the illumination. And there may be more than what I'm just seeing, but what I'm seeing is I'm seeing 4 and including myself of Chosen. So that'd be 5. I'm seeing 5 chosen ones that have been homeless, that have been made homeless, that have been left hungry, that have been abused. And everybody knew that they were chosen. That's why they continually tried to sacrifice them and get them put in prison. Okay, I just want to be very clear about that. Yeah, coming for these people, using the police, making false reports, and all sorts of shit. Like, all sorts of shit. These people, these reptilian demonic people that came for the Chosen, they basically are doing this because they know they want to still rule the earth. These reptilians, there's not a whole lot of them left over, but they still want to rule the earth. They want to jump from body to body to body, wearing people as a meat suit. Okay. And they've been able to do so for quite some time. That's why literally they're interdimensional, intergalactic, like multiversal criminals that are sought out by the Galactic Federation of Light and every other organization. Not to mention with Valiant Thor. Okay. They're straight up. They're like, I have a soul contract with Valiant Thor. So I don't know what the government did to him, but that some shit's gonna come out about that as well. So you have high magnetism, success, and good health. You have so many good attributes about you. That's why people have been so jealous, because it's just because they're not chosen. That's why they've tried to do the destiny swap. It's only because they're not chosen. See, everybody is called, but few people are chosen, right? Everybody is called to serve God in some type of way, but few people are chosen to serve the entirety of the planet, right? So it's not just serving God in your individual way, it's serving God and then serving the planet as a whole. And so that's the illumination of the sun. Not to toot my own horn, but the sun, a couple years ago, the sun almost died. All right. And so if it wasn't for the intervention of me and another chosen one that I know that worked on this situation, we would be dead. We would not exist right now. There would be no more Earth, no more, unless there's a dimension where the sun didn't die, okay, and didn't have like an end date, right? But our sun, not our great central sun, but our sun, the one that goes to our galaxy, to the one that you see when you look in the sky, that one should have been dead. And that's part of why the Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world, because they knew that the sun was going to die and then the world would become dark and lifeless, right? Okay, so if it wasn't for the intervention of like me and another chosen one, because I'm not going to take all the credit, it was me and another chosen one, saving the sun's life and giving it more time, we would not even be here. Okay, so the amount of ungratefulness for how many days and how much time the chosen should not be doing any type of job other than their divine life purpose, and they should be financially supported so they can do their divine life purpose, right? And we have a marking on us. The chosen we didn't come with no way to identify us. We came with abilities, we came with energy, we came with being marked by God for it. It's called anointed, right? But these people just, this is how our government, they don't give a fuck about any of that. All they wanted was the technology that they were going to get out of the extraterrestrials. That's all they wanted, was the technology that they were going to get. They don't care about the planet. They don't care about saving the planet. They don't care about, literally, the planet was dying. It was screaming out to me. There was like 3 or 4 years where every day the planet was crying and screaming endlessly for it to be fixed. And again, yet another intervention. We weren't here, if the chosen weren't here, and this is my point, is that the government wants an apocalypse, because if the chosen aren't here, then that's what's going to happen. And it's not just going to happen for us, it's going to happen for everybody. And then, so again, if the extraterrestrials find out that these reptilian enemies, criminals, are in any form or associated with the government, then that is 100% war, immediate war. Okay, it's unfortunate, but whatever. I just have to stay really neutral to it. All right, so what else do we need to see about this? Knight of Wands in the reverse. So this energy is talking about a male that's under 40, has emotional problems, cannot commit, no discipline, angers easily. This person's no. No. Everything needs to be rearranged in their brain. Nothing's making the correct connections, like, for this person. I don't even know how they're still like here with that much of an mental issue. This person has a psychological issue. Brash, cocky attitude, very overconfident, very cocky, but it's not coming from an authentic place. It's coming from like this being knows that they're a reptilian and that they're here to fuck with people. Can be extremely cruel and abusive, keeps very dark secrets, like the fact that they're a reptilian working for the Illuminati or whatever other faction of government. And yeah, there are people in the government that's a part of the Illuminati. And I'm not hating on the Illuminati, because I know of the being that's taken over the Illuminati, but still, God doesn't care for them. Charming but superficial. This person in a relationship will leave after he gets what he wants. Like I said, the reptile they don't like, we got justice on the bottom. Justice was not served. Not on my behalf and not on these other 4 individuals' behalfs. Not only that, they broke their treaty with the extraterrestrial races there, which is putting them, the moon, Venus, Jupiter, and Mars, putting us in a war with those planets. Okay. The Hierophant. So this is showing me that there was a Hierophant involved. The Hierophant can be the Most High God showing his hand, but that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting that there was a Hierophant involved in persecuting the sun energy that you're in. Yeah, I think you're always going to be in the energy of the sun. I know I'm the sun owes me, like the sun has actually repaid me like energetically, right? Because of what I've done. The earth, I gave deliverance to the earth. This is why this is why it's so important for you earth angels to know who you are and know what your capabilities are, because you could be having a headache all the time and not being aware that the planet's screaming to you for help, right? So somebody went to a hierophant and listened to this hierophant, and this Knight of Wands person is a reptilian. This hierophant person is a reptilian. It just got really hot. Then we have the star. So yes, this is about the chosen ones being stars, having that star energy, having a connection to the stars. Okay. Literally, like the star is also Aquarius energy. So you could be an Aquarius or you could be a Leo, but you don't have to be. But I do see chosen Aquarius and chosen Leo energy, also chosen Sagittarius energy, which would be the Temperance card. So yeah, whoever this Hierophant is, they're a reptilian. All right, that is what it is. A Queen of Swords in the reverse. Now this is the person that at least in this situation, I'm seeing the energies of two people that tried to take this star energy, tried to take this sun energy and misuse it. Okay. And these are the people that tried to report whoever's in my collective to a government watch list. So, and the government should be watching them, but not in that type of way, because there's no way that they would be a terrorist. All right. The only terrorist actions are coming from the actual government, who is acting like a terrorist by allowing the general public to sacrifice or attempt to sacrifice the chosen ones, which is betraying God. That's turning your back on God. That's turning your back on Valiant Thor and on all of these other entities that have come to this planet that we've had communication with and made agreements with, right? The Anunnaki are obsessed with this case because the Anunnaki are hunting down these reptilians. Even the custodians, I call them the guardians because I think that's better. Even the custodians are hunting down these reptilian people who are hiding behind hierophants. This could be somebody that's a leader of a church or a prophet of a church or something like that. But they've been a reptile their entire existence. So this Queen of Swords in the reverse. A Queen of Swords in the reverse is somebody who's very direct. They're very abrasive. They're very callous and cruel. Female perfectionist conceals her true emotions, vicious gossip and betrayal, not a true friend, says what she thinks other people want to hear. She is envious of you. Do not trust this woman. She causes problems for you. So yeah, you got 3 people on the board in between the sun and the star energy that are causing problems. Six of Swords. Problems. That's the first word it says. Problems. Okay, problems. Unfavorable judgment and a lawsuit. This is the injustice that was done. Okay, they made damn sure that the collective was not going to get justice. They went out of their way to make sure that justice was not served so that these people that are actual murderers got away. This Queen of the Swords in the reverse and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. People who are actually reptilian murderers, okay? And criminals that still want to control the government. And their time has been over now for some time. Since the Galactic Federation of Light stepped in, their shit's been over. So again, this says, see how this person is putting people in a boat and then trying to like flee? This is what they tried to do to you. They tried to Six of Swords you, this Queen of Swords person, over your star energy and over your connection to the extraterrestrials. Maybe our government had decided from the very beginning that they were not going to honor what God said, and they were not going to honor what these higher beings, these higher dimensional beings have put before us. Okay. It could have been that their plan the entire time to just get the technology and then not follow through on anything that was planned, which is really dooming your planet to an apocalypse where the majority of the people die. So why are there reptilians in the government that want this agenda to go through? Because with God, anything is possible. So I'm just wondering, I'm trying to connect the dots of why are there still reptilians in the government possessing people, trying to literally get rid of the chosen, because the chosen are the only thing that oppose them. So being over, it says unwanted marriage proposals, right? So again, unwanted marriage proposals to me is that this Hierophant group, or whoever these reptilians are, have tried to intermarry with the chosen so that they could have some type of claim or state to the world still, to make them relevant, because they're not relevant anymore now. Yeah, so these reptilian people have been sent in to the chosen to try to trick them into marrying and uniting with one of these interdimensional criminals. So it says, overwhelmed by crisis, you feel unable to cope with day-to-day problems. Dealing with the aftermath of problems drains your energy. I've been feeling really drained today, and I knew that it was this situation because I can feel how things work themselves out in the ethers, and I could just feel how it's like all of the peace that everybody before us tried to create, these people, and these people, I don't know. I just heard Scientology, but the extraterrestrials are watching Scientology. I don't know what that has to do with this, because I don't think there's even a lot of Scientologist people that are in the government. And let me just look. Okay. Well, whoever started the Scientology was a reptilian. Okay. But whoever's running it now is not reptilian. So that's what I'm seeing. Also, the child that Jack Parsons and spiritual child and the Whore of Babylon. If you know about Jack Parsons, he was best friends with the person, and I forget, something L. Hubbard or something like that. I'm sorry, you guys. I forget the name, but they were best friends, right? And this Ron L. Hubbard person, and that may not be the right name, but it's something that sounds like that. They were both reptilians, okay? Jack Parsons and his friend. His friend, the Ron L. Hubbard person, started Scientology. Jack Parsons went on to build rockets, okay? But he was also like, they were all involved in Aleister Crowley's witchcraft, and they were doing multiple rituals, like you'll have to look it up, when they were doing the Babylon working, but it's called the Babylon working, and they were trying to bring about some type of savior. Okay. What they ended up bringing about was they pulled a soul from Venus, and that soul is another one of the chosen ones that's supposed to be protected. So then again, our government did all of this work to bring these higher dimensional beings here to save the planet so that we don't go into nuclear warfare, because that's what the reptilians want. The ones that are on the ground. They want us to have nuclear warfare and to destroy this planet so that they can take it over again, because less humans makes it easier for them to just take the planet. So this causing somebody to have to move away or run away, it shows me that the future will be better than the present. Things will eventually work out. Travel or journey possible by water. So yeah, somebody may be traveling by water, or this could be very well traveling over water, overseas, something like that. These people definitely tried to get rid of the chosen in every type of way. Okay. Or they're not even people, they're reptilians, but they tried to get rid of the chosen in every type of way. They see the earth angels as opposition to their plans to continually control everything in the government, from the news to everything, so that they can, because what they do is they drain the energy of the human population. They could like literally create some type of disaster to happen, put it on the news, and then they tap in energetically and they feed off of that negative energy. And so when it says dealing with the aftermath of problems drains your energy, this is what we're talking about. We're being energetically siphoned from and drained by these reptilian beings through every trauma and tragedy that they try to inflict upon us. Besides the fact of them being disrespectful, disregarding the uh, contracts and everything that they agreed to. Even if it was the different president that agreed to the contract, it doesn't matter. That contract is still valid. And when the new president becomes president, they don't have the option to not to like mess with that contract. They're not given that option. All right, what else do we need to see about this situation? I call judgment on this situation. Most High God, please, 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 please protect the chosen. Please continue to favor the chosen. Please, please judge. Please call judgment, God, on this situation and on the reptilians. Okay? Before they do something that can't be reversed, like, like fixing the sun. There's certain things that these reptilians would have rather had not done, even though they still want to use this planet to harvest from. So the Six of Swords energy is how they tried to cause the chosen to flee, because of their star power, and because their star power, and because the fact that they are the sun and connected to the sun and to the light codes of the sun have illuminated what was being done. And so that's why these certain people have tried to get rid of the chosen, because of the illumination of their demonic reptilian activities. Okay. And the fact that they're interdimensional, intergalactic, multiversal war criminals that the Galactic Federation of Light has been looking for. The fact that they're showing up here shows me that something is really not good is about to happen. Justice, the next card, right off, justice. Okay. Justice was not served on the behalf of the chosen. And so, yeah. Also, there may be something that's unleashed within the sea that is a monster, a sea monster. And yeah, it's going to create justice, however it does that. There's also agreements between the mermaids and the people that live in the water that are still people. They may be mermaids, but they're still like human, like they're still partially people. These entities have been also wronged by the reptilians in the government and the Navy or whatever. And so, yeah, now that's another war. So that's two wars, a war in the ocean and then a war that's coming from above. Beautiful. So justice says take responsibility for your own actions. Every action you will take has an effect. Me unveiling this and revealing it, some people maybe know about this already, but those of you that don't, it may be a little bit shocking, and that's why I'm a little scared for what's going to come next. Because I won't be the dumbass that tries to go and undo something that the Most High God does. Like the only reason I was able to save the sun was because the Most High God worked through me. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't me. It was my connection to the Most High God and me revealing what was going on with the sun that saved the life of the sun. It wasn't just me. So, and it wasn't just like my companion that also connects in the same way. We're both chosen. So again, this is people being disobedient to the Most High God, to the Most High God's face. And that's going to create some type of justice for this situation. And if somebody was trying to cause you to move or try to get you to leave or whatever, that's also there. See, with this treaty or contract or agreement that the extraterrestrials have with the government, we, the chosen ones, are supposed to have our own sacred lands. Just like the Native Americans have their sacred lands, we are supposed to be given our own sanctuary and sacred lands here in the United States of America. And that's like has its own policing. The government is supposed to have its own policing. And this is not an exaggeration or me just trying to say shit. I know it could look like that because this is a weird situation, but like literally, this is the truth. There, it was supposed to be set up so that they were given specific lands to govern over. And by doing that, they'd be able to save a lot of souls, not lives, not just lives, but their actual souls. And that's what the Chosen came here to do. And so, yeah. Contracts and agreements and legal disputes are resolved in your favor. This is showing me about the contract and the legal dispute about what I'm talking about. Okay, for the Chosen to be protected and supported and given a life so that they could do their divine life purpose because they're needed for the rest of humanity. But if you've got a government that's filled with a bunch of fucking reptiles that don't want the Chosen to save humanity because they want to continue their reign of terror and rule over the United States of America, and the other countries. So there's many, like Kamala, she don't want no smoke. She don't want to become president. I can tell you that this shit's not going to go over well. It's just not going to go over well, especially with the extraterrestrials, because to them they're like, you're not the one I signed the contract with. The one that I signed the contract with is no longer here. So it doesn't matter. Anything a new president tries to come up with, a new reptilian tries to come up with some shit, it doesn't matter to the Galactic Federation of Light, to the rest of humanity. It doesn't matter. Okay. So yeah, she doesn't want to inherit this issue. This is a big issue that's going to cause a war. And that could be very well be why it says in the books and the Bible, all of that scary stuff, monsters coming out of everywhere and all that stuff, that could be because the extraterrestrials are enough is enough. Enough was enough. You had ample opportunity. You had the entire life of this Chosen one. You had the entire time that they were alive to do something with them so that they could fulfill their divine life purpose. But at that time, again, the president that signed the contract with with our president, the president and the extraterrestrial is still around, but the president's gone. So the president after that felt no need to uphold that contract. And that was where they messed up. Two of Swords in the reverse. That's where they seriously messed up. The reptilians and the government really, really messed up. Because technically, the Chosen one are even, like descendants or whatever, because they descend from every star nation. So they're even descendants. It's like the reptilians that are going against them could be family members. You know what I'm saying? From another lifetime before this one. So creative or intellectual rut, stagnation, movement in the wrong direction. This is what this is saying about these people. Movement in the wrong direction. Okay. Your need for human interaction creates problems. Trusting the wrong people. That's talking about the extraterrestrials right there. Okay. Talking too much, feelings of loneliness. A good idea could involve you and others, or a new project and a positive experience. Take a chance in a new venture. Yeah. This is the 10 of Cups in the reverse that just fell out. So this shows me, obviously it's telling you that the movement was in the wrong direction, okay? Wishes, and it's the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups in the reverse says wishes and hopes go unfulfilled. Problems remain unsolved. You are unhappy and restless. Difficulty with physical intimacy. So yeah, these reptilians have issues. Okay, let's just say that. Lovers drift apart. eating and drinking to excess, possible robbery or theft of possessions. Someone cheats you out of money. So this is talks about our government trying to cheat the extraterrestrials out of everything. Try like by taking the technology, reverse engineering it, using it for negative purposes to build nukes and other stupid fuck shit. And then on top of that, they literally they're not going to get their wishes fulfilled. Let's just say that. All right, what is the outcome of the situation? What someone cheats you out of money? Literally, this is like literally talking about what was done to the chosen and what is happening now with the extraterrestrials and the human, I say human race. Four of Wands in the reverse. It's just showing me the downfall of these stupid reptilians. Wishing won't make it so. After it just said wishes go unfilled. Wishing won't make it so. They just continually like, let's wish on a djinn. Let's just wish it gets better. God. No, just make the correct changes that need to be made so that you uphold your end of the agreement, so that you're not breaking the agreement that you made with the extraterrestrials that consider the entire human population to be a food source. Okay? Our government is submissive to these higher reptilians. Like, let's just say that. Custodians, guardians, whatever you want to call it. And they don't want to have anything to do. They don't care about this planet other than it being a food source for their children. They don't care about anything like that. The only thing that was giving them any grace and mercy was the fact that there was chosen beings at this time, at the end of times, on this planet. So it says, wishing won't make it so. You won't be able to overcome the constraints of reality. Deal with situations as they are, not as you want them to be. Duh. Boredom, entering a monotonous period in life with few opportunities for escape. Projects or work do not produce the financial gain that was expected. Financial setback and disappointment. So yeah, like I said, the financial gain and the, getting any further technology from the extraterrestrials, that's a no. That's a no from every type of extraterrestrial race, at least all of the ones that I'm seeing, even the praying mantis beings. Like, that's a no. Because they've seen what the humans have done with the technology that was given to them. And you could call these fallen angels or whatever, but let's just be honest, they're extraterrestrials. So continued financial setback and disappointment. Well, as long as you leave reptilians in charge of the government, that's what you're going to get. Okay. And then these are special reptilians because they're war criminals and they've been trying to hide wearing human faces for a long time so that they wouldn't be persecuted. But now the Galactic Federation knows who they are. Knight of Wands in the reverse, Hierophant, and Queen of Swords in the reverse. All right, let's see what happens after that, because we call Judgment. The Lovers. This could also be about raising the frequency through love, which is part of the divine life divine life purpose, right, of the soul. So physical beauty, a beautiful soul, beginning of a romance, temptation, attraction, sexuality, lust, and love. In order for a relationship to work, you must leave your parents. Represents a period of good times, close friendships, and adventures. An important decision must be made. I find it interesting that it falls underneath a star, because it's showing me that there is some like if you think about the Lovers, and then you think about star-crossed lovers, right? This is what I'm seeing, that this love union of these people, these chosen people, and people that are just twin flames in general. This is guided by the stars. This is from the stars, yo. This is something that was written in the stars. It's already been written in the book of life. So why these people are trying to change the shit is beyond me. So if you are married and if you are chosen, it may be literally because it's been written in the stars for you to be with your twin flame. And that's another way of raising the consciousness and raising the frequency on this planet. And so that's another divine life purpose mission. But it doesn't necessarily have to do with well, it does have to do with the chosen, because these are twin flame pairs that are chosen. When you're a twin flame with somebody, it means you've shared most of your experiences as one soul in one body, one consciousness merged together in one entity. It's only because you come down to the third dimension that you've split so that you could experience loving yourself in a new way, because the twin flame relationship is the deepest relationship. It's deeper than the relation. It goes so much deeper than a relationship between a mother and child, or any other type of relationship that you could ever have besides creating one with the Most High God. But this is creating one with the Most High God, because on a higher level, the oversoul is you and this person, okay, together in one body. And so Christ was one of these beings that had that together in one body. That's why he was able to do the stuff that he was able to do. So it's only because we've wanted to experience and learn more about ourselves spiritually that we split into two, into the sexes. And then when we come together, this is why twin flame relationships will, both people in the relationship will be learning different aspects of the same lesson at the same exact time. So like if the lessons is about fear and overcoming that, one twin flame will be affected by fear at the same exact time that the other one is affected by fear, because it's actually happening on a higher level, on a higher self level. So what happens is the universe causes you to work with yourself. This is all about work. Like when you love your twin flame, you're loving another part, that aspect of yourself, right? Literally. That's literally it. That other being is you. That's why there's that spark, there's that shine, there's that thing that makes twin flames completely different than any other relationship. And that's why twin flames have to go through so much karma. Now, of course, there's different levels of twin flames. Okay. You can okay. So when I first heard about twin flames, and then I had met one, I met a lower vibrational twin flame. Then when I evolved past that twin flame, God brought in another one, the one that I was supposed to be with. Right. And so, yeah, so when you bring those two aspects of one entity together, it creates the energy of God. It creates the abilities that God has. That's why when twin flames come together, like my twin, his gifts are the exact opposite of what my gifts are. So when we use them together for all of our work, it's like coming in and being one person that has the ultimate ability to do everything. But on our own, we have, like, I have my gifts of seeing and hearing and sensing, and he has his gifts of direct connection to God and being able to clear negative energy and just naturally being like a being of selenite, just always is clearing negative energy, never absorbs it. When you bring those two aspects together, it creates the wholeness of God. I watched a video yesterday that drove me insane. Like, I was like, why am I watching this? Because was looking at this, it was a video on spiritual psychosis and people becoming all spiritual and thinking all these thoughts that are crazy. I use my abilities with everything. I use my abilities when I watch TV. That's why I can't stand to watch the news. I don't like watching people lie, especially when they don't even know that they're lying. So, like, I use my abilities with everything. And I just kind of see that, yeah, the twin flame mission is an ascension journey that includes the entire planet indirectly, because as a side effect of these twin flames coming together and making that union, bringing God back together on the planet, making that union, the planet will do an ascension jump once all of those have come together. So yes, that is another part of the chosen. So like I said, a lot of people are chosen for different things. A lot of people are called, but not everybody answers. You have to understand that why things don't always work out with your twin flame at first. You always have them in your life. There'll never be a time where that you don't have that telepathic bond with your twin flame, where you're not able to tap into their energy and find out what they're doing. There'll never really be that once you guys have made that connection. And even before that, it's that telepathic higher bond, higher self bond that draws you two together in the first place, right? And that's why it's like a love that you'll never see again. You've never seen. It's like the deepest thing ever, and it's so strange because of how powerful it is. It's the most powerful connection that you can have with another being that's living, besides connecting with God. So there's been a lot of very jealous Queen of Swords in the reverse, jealous people that come for the chosen, because these jealous people, right? This is Queen of Swords in the reverse. These jealous people, they don't have a twin flame. Why don't they have a twin flame? Because at some point they did have a twin flame, possibly another lifetime, and they chose to do the worst things to their twin flame. So God is not going to give you another opportunity to abuse somebody. And then for some reason, some of these reptilians don't have twin flames, and they hate that. They hate that shit. This Knight of Wands in the reverse is also somebody that falls into the category of being a jealous, like person that comes for relationship, uses witchcraft. They use witchcraft, and they use different like psychological methods, like bullying methods, to try to keep these people from being together. And that's why you're like, gosh, why have I had so much opposition in my relationship? Well, you're most likely with your kingdom spouse, and whatever you're doing, your energy is coming together, is creating a new energy that's causing the planet to change and ascend. And those reptilian beings that don't have twin flames, because they ate the head off their twin flame. So God did not create another one for them, because they bit their head off. It literally, not figuratively, literally bit their head off and ate their head. Okay. These reptilian beings don't have the capacity to love in the same way that humans do. And that's why they try to possess humans, so that they can learn about that love and try to, replicate it. But that's why a lot of the twin flame journey people have had the running chaser karma. That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft being done by a bunch of reptilians. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, and I ask that God remove that, because Jesus and Mary Magdalene were twin flames from one another. And they were so in love. And it was because of their love. That's one of the reasons why they wanted to start coming for Jesus, because, there's more stuff to go on with that story, but you just use a pendulum and ask. All right, let's see. What else do we need to know? So yes, so the twin flame love journey, kingdom spouse marriage, and again, this is a spiritual marriage, y'all. When you get with your twin flames and you start your journey, if you don't, it doesn't matter if you marry them in this life or not, like physically. There is a kingdom spouse. There is a soul contract, a soul marriage that has already occurred between the both of you, and so. Just the only reason that you would want to do it in this life is maybe for tax benefits or something like that, if you really felt the need to. But yeah, being married in the spirit is something else. What else do they need to know on an individual level here? So yeah, so you got the people that are in the twin flame marriages that are these stars, that are the chosen ones, that bring the illumination. And then you got people that oppose them, and an organization that opposes them. So the organization is a spiritual institution. It could be, many different spiritual institutions. 9 of Wands, be on the defensive, prepare for an assault, keep resources in reserve. This is definitely talking about what this Queen of Swords has in mind. They want to mentally wound you so that you can't fulfill what God, so that you can't take the power back away from these reptilians. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to take the power back from these reptilians. We call all of our power back right now. All of it from everywhere. All of our energy, all of our power back. And then we remind God of the soul contracts over our lives, and we remind God about these reptilian agenda to wound us mentally. Again, I'm also seeing, I'm picking up a man that does mental witchcraft on people. This is a reptilian. Jesus. Okay, so he does, sorry, Christ, but he does mental magic on women to get them to go against their ex. That's something that I just heard and saw. That's weird. So, yeah, it's all about attacking, because the twin flame unions are divine feminine, divine masculine coming together. That's the whole point of it. So, yeah, it basically says keep resources in reserve. You will be surrounded by trouble. You feel emotionally and physically tired from the constant conflicts and setbacks in your life. You could be feeling this way, but also this Queen of Swords energy who tried to cut your love life in half. That's where that person's going to be at as well. So you may feel a little bit of the energy of this Nine of Wands, but not to the extreme that this Queen of Swords is going to experience it. So it says that there's no easy answers, but inner strength and perseverance will see you through. No matter how bad it gets, you must reach the end. That's on period. Yeah, the world being turned upside down. This is how they've had the world in this upside down space. Like they've turned the world upside down. And this is what the reptilians are doing to our planet. Okay. No energy, loss of momentum, goals have been forgotten, review and set new ones. You underestimate your own abilities and lack vision. Fear, this is what they've been doing to our planet. Fear of change or travel keeps you from success and happiness. Too attached to your current job or residence, you are inflexible and must respond to changing circumstances. Yeah, you may be called to move because you have reptilians that know where you live. Once you identify the humans that are our reptilians, I had an experience one time where I had a bunch of like stuff going on in my house. I left my house and I went for a drive. I was at this gas station and I had this sticker on my car that was like enlightened journeys. I do psychic work. This person comes up to the car, sticks her head in through my window while I'm like trying to get gas. Like I'm sitting in my driver's seat waiting for my gas to, be pumped into my car. And he sticks his head into the window and he says, "Oh, you're a psychic? What do you see about me?" And when he did that, his eyes turned into reptile eyes. It was the most scariest thing that one of the most scariest things I've experienced. And he was just like a worker, but he just walked right over to me and just grinned at me like with these reptile eyes, eyes that go up and down. Anyways, I'm sure that whoever the chosen is has probably experienced something freaky like that. You maybe thought the person was possessed, but yeah, they were possessed with a reptilian. So again, their intention is to continue to try to block the lovers, try to block this twin flame union and journey and the everything that's God wrote in the stars, basically. And then they want to drain the world of its energy. And that's why the planet was screaming out. Okay. These reptilians are psychic vampires. They're just vampires in every type of way. So, like, yeah. So you underestimate your own abilities and lack vision, fear of change or travel. That part could just very well be like, you could be afraid to leave where you're at, but where you're at may be putting you in jeopardy right now. Page of Swords signifies a male who's under 30, intelligent, confident, and responsible, intimidates others, and challenges them to keep up. Right. So this is another reptilian energy. Okay, this one's a younger energy, though. This represents designers, artists. This is like some people that are in the music industry. Yeah, they're in all sorts of different types of industries, right? Those who work with their hands to create physical objects, listen to his words and heed his advice. Yeah, this person is used by these reptilians to intimidate people and to cause situations so that we're always in a state where our energy is being drained and leaked out because we're always traumatized and fear and hanging on what's going to happen next, right? Okay, can we get a conclusion for this situation? Two of Cups in the reverse, divorce or separation. So yeah, whoever asked about their marriage, this is it. This is what they've wanted to create the entire time, was this strife, this divorce and separation. The Two of Cups in the reverse is like not good. End of a love affair, jealousy, misunderstanding, love dies. Again, remember how I was saying how these people are jealous because they don't have a twin flame and they can't have they can't have what God is giving to the chosen. It makes these beings very jealous of humans. Love dies. A lover is unfaithful and the other is unable to forgive and forget. Arguments jeopardize a relationship. The person with whom you are currently in a relationship is not your soulmate. All right. Is there anything else that we need to know? The Eight of Cups. Yeah. So in this relationship, in this love encounter, and I'm not feeling this for the twin flames, but I am feeling this for the reptile people that decided they were going to do black mat, do whatever they needed to do, right? They were going to do whatever they could to keep the planet from ascending so that they could keep the power, that etc., that type of thing. The Eight of Cups is having to walk away unfulfilled. Okay, so these entities are going to have to walk away from these unions, these divine unions, unhappy, disappointment, dissatisfaction, tired of current situation. You have a bad attitude. They've got a bad attitude. Take action. Leave your current job, residence, or job, or relationship. Indicates travel or relocation. Look elsewhere for happiness. Make dramatic changes in your life. Carry through with plans. So yeah, basically just showing that next to the Two of Cups in the reverse, there being a divorce, then there being a separation, and somebody having to Eight of Cups the situation. Okay. What else needs to come out about this? Why is there an Eight of Cupsing? Page of Cups. Yeah. So some type of fishy offer here. Signifies a male that's under 30, direct and brutally honest, works in a creative or artistic field. This man can be very moody and very emotional. Sympathizes with others' troubles, passionate about life, outgoing and charismatic, may lack social skills or education. This man enters your life without having long-term effects on it. Let's see what the next card is. Yeah, so this is somebody that they're sending in. Like it's ridiculous. This could be somebody that somebody cheated with that was in a union with somebody else, okay? But it shows me the Two of Pentacles that this situation in the reverse, that this situation is your focus to handle several types of responsibilities simultaneously, which is not your strength. Work is monotonous and each day is drudgery. Rethink the basic ideas behind your work and projects. They may be doomed because the basic underlying idea was not sound. Duh. Like this fishy offer that somebody's going to come in and try to offer somebody that's leaving a love relationship or whatever. This is all workings of the devil, okay? Like literally. Correct. So yeah, they may be doomed because the basic underlying idea was not sound. Correct this and things might get back on track. So yeah. Then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So if they corrected it, things would get back on track. Represents the ever-changing cycles of life, both good and bad. Your luck is turning and a new phase of life is beginning. Okay. That's for whoever's in this union that's written in the stars. Okay. And whoever this illumination sun energy is. Destiny and fate will allow you very little control over coming events. All you can do is go with the flow, promise for a better future. If you were stolen from another universe or another galaxy, there are beings that are still out there looking for you. They want you back and they are going to be able to jump timelines because God's going to help them. That's part of your wheel turning in your favor, basically. The wheel turning in your favor is this extraterrestrial help, your real family showing back up here in this reality to support you and take care of you from whatever way that they can do that, even if it's just monitoring you all the time to make sure that nobody's trying to do anything to you or do anything else to the world, right? So yeah, the Four of Swords and the reverse. Says you lack the strength to fight for your own point of view. You are unrealistic and unable to communicate with others on a project. This is talking about that contract that was signed. You're creating the conflict that's holding up the progress. Prepare or update your will. This is talking literally about the contract that was signed for the chosen and for all of these things with humanity. Prepare or update your will. That's saying like these people need to literally prepare for what's about to happen, update their will. There will be changes in your affairs. Okay. Conflict continues to dominate your life. So it's not saying that these people are going to stop, but it is saying that they're going to have to, that this is a warning to them. These jealous, envious people that are gossiping, this is a warning to them that they need to update their will and stuff because they've messed with something that I don't want to say what's going to happen to them. And we've got a Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Refers to a male under 40, a workaholic, obsessed with success, financially secure, stubborn, argumentative, and relentless, consistently pessimistic. No sense of humor, doesn't believe in wasting time, hard on himself, well-educated, and opinionated. Yeah, this is another person that needs, that justice was not served. Like this person is a perpetrator and justice was not served. Okay, is there anything else, God, that they need to see? Yes, that there's black magic involved, the magician in the reverse. And that's why you being the sun illuminating this black magic and you coming into alignment with your star-crossed lover and relationship, this is showing the black magic, the dark magician, the person that and you know, person / people that was working with these reptilian possessed beings to bring about, I just heard plague, destruction, disease, injustice, and all that type of stuff to mess with this chosen twin flame path. Okay, so now we know that there is the black magic. I ask that God remove all black magic associated with this situation and every other for all of the people that are in this situation with the chosen. Okay. All right. Is there anything else? Nine of Swords. This black magic has caused whoever is in my collective at times to be in the Nine of Swords, but this is actually falling up right with the Queen of Swords energy in the reverse. Yeah, this black magic is going to be reversed, and it's going to be reversed on this Queen of Swords in the reverse, this Knight of Wands. I just heard the name Kelly. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Grief, emotional pain, and depression, guilt, and deep regret over something that you've done. Sleepless nights, rehashing past actions. You've caused someone misery and great pain. Anguish and worry, fear and self-doubt cloud your thinking. Only time will heal the pain. Seven of Wands. You are on the defensive. You have the advantage and will eventually win. Be strong and aggressive. Expect criticism and challenges to your authority. Stand up for yourself and for your ideas. You will never regret your actions, even though they may seem too aggressive at this time. Yeah, you having to pull your energy back, calling your power back, all of that, it may seem like it's being aggressive. Like these people are going to act like you're the aggressor, but all you're doing is taking away the power that they were misusing. Right? And the energy. Because if the entire human race on these reptilians decided to call all the power back for, and I do that now, I call down judgment, I call all the power back and all the energy back for the world and for all of the people from the reptilians who have been draining us, who don't really have any authority over us. They don't have no authority over the chosen. That's straight up. And that's why they've been making it their personal mission to attack this divine union and soul contract. Judgment. Straight up judgment, yo. Agreements and legal contractual issues are resolved in your favor, so you must be chosen. If you've wronged someone, self-reconciliation and forgiveness. Forgive those who have hurt you and move on from your life. Find a new career. If you have been in a low period, this signifies a turnaround. Eight of Wands. This is so at this point, this is going to put you where this judgment happens. It's going to put you at a major crossroads in life. And it just shows me that you're going to have more options open to you. Crossroads, like you could go one way or you could go the other way. You may get an offer for somebody to work for the government or something like that. That would be like really compatible. You may get an offer for somebody else to work for a private company. That's a little bit less compatible, but it's not a bad choice. Okay. So yeah, you are a major crossroads in life. You must take action to resolve events more quickly or miss out on opportunities. Careful planning is important, but be sure that it doesn't slow you down. A good time to clarify your goals and set new priorities. Situations come to a resolution. Be on the lookout for important news and information. There will be important news and information. Oh my God. Hour and 24 minutes. Okay. King of Wands. All right, there will be a King of Wands that this is an extraterrestrial energy that I'm feeling here. Denotes a handsome, charismatic, bold man over 40 who has a commanding presence and a strong conviction, strong leadership skills. So there's somebody coming to negotiate whatever this is, and they're coming to save you. Let's just say that. Yeah, attracts attention wherever he goes, takes action, and gets results. An innovative, creative man who's open to new concepts. So yeah, there will be some type of agreement that is made. All right. Now we're going to do the angel numbers and I'll let y'all go. Okay, so the angel numbers work. When you see the angel numbers, you know that you're in alignment at that moment. So be aware and mindful of what you're thinking, what you're doing, what you're saying, where you are, stuff like that, pretty much. And then you take that information and you apply it to the overall message of what this number means. And of course, you might even, like when you do this, I almost guarantee that you're probably going to get more intuitive information about your situation literally at that time. So that's why being very aware, when you see it, just take a second to stop whatever you're doing if you can, like, stop whatever you're doing and tap into yourself and ask yourself, okay, what is this number trying to tell me? All right. So when you see these numbers, it'll be confirmation about this reading. 999 release. This is like the first card I pulled yesterday. So again, this could just be another situation that really needs to be released. Balance, finances, success, wealth, cycles. What goes around comes around. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you are experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to emerge? Okay, this is like y'all chosen ones are waking up to the fact that you're chosen, and more gifts and abilities are coming to the forefront. So I want you to just be really, really flexible with yourself and allow yourself to have the experiences and don't judge it. Okay. Like the video I was watching yesterday was somebody that was just diagnosing pretty much almost anybody that is spiritual with spiritual psychosis. And spiritual psychosis is not even something that's an actual diagnosis. That's just some shit that people made up. Like they're calling it spiritual psychosis because what happens is when people become spiritual, they tap into the other dimensions of the other aspects of themselves, right? And they come back with information like, I lived as a Pleiadian, I lived as this, I lived as that, okay? Like I was a Native American. They come back with information that's going to sound crazy to the rest of the world. It just is. However, it's just them tapping into their own abilities and their own spiritual aspect of themselves that they didn't know anything about. Right? So it's becoming enlightened. So to call everybody that thinks that they're a Pleiadian or thinks that they're a starseed or an earth angel or any of that, somebody that's under spiritual psychosis is really immature and naive. And the person that said that was they were not spiritually developed enough to be able to say that this is exactly what it is or this is exactly what it isn't, because again, they're not a spiritual person. So they don't so when people talk about stuff that they have no idea what they're talking about, that's why I want you to just like not listen to everybody. Use your pendulum when you're watching videos and stuff like that. Use your pendulum, use your discernment, use your muscle testing. Ask yourself, is this who I should be listening to? Because this one lady could have, with that one video, and I stopped watching in the middle of it when I figured out and realized what was going on. And I'm not throwing no shade at her. I'm just using this as an example for y'all to learn from and to safeguard yourself from. This person unknowingly, literally, they're obviously being guided by something dark, but like literally unknowingly, this person was not only spiritually sabotaging themselves, but they were also kind of saying that everybody that's spiritual is wrong and that all of these numbers don't mean anything. And okay, that's really whack in the first place to say, because if you're seeing repeating number frequencies and we're in a matrix that's built off of a number system, even though we have the third dimensional number system, we don't have the fourth dimensional number system. Yeah, that's the universe giving you a sign. If something, if you're getting slapped in the face with the same number over and over again, that is a message. Okay, like, so don't listen to people that are going to make you question yourself, doubt yourself, or question if anything that you're experiencing is, or anything with tarot is even real. Like, because she was even saying that all tarot readers are bullshit and fake, and that these messages are whatever. But again, this is somebody that's not connected to God or the Holy Spirit. They're not spiritual, nor are they religious. They're just somebody talking out of their ass or out of the side of their neck. Okay, so know who to listen to, know who not to listen to. I don't support bullying, so I'm not going to say who this person is. But again, there's no such thing as spiritual psychosis. That's what God says. There is no such thing as spiritual psychosis. When people tap into the other aspects of themselves, that's the same thing as you connecting with your higher self. Okay, so if they come forward with any information, and trust them on it. I mean, but use the pendulum. Like, trust yourself on it. Use the pendulum. Okay. So I'm releasing that situation, that video. I just wanted people to realize that there's going to be a lot of people talking crap about what you do for a living. There are going to be a lot of people talking smack on what, like, I'm doing this for God, because this is going to help God progress God's mission here on earth. And that's my main motive, but yeah, like, there's going to be a lot of people that they talk down and it's not because they want to hurt other people. It's because they have zero lack of knowledge of actually what's going on. They're not tapped in. So there's somebody that's asleep in the matrix. They don't know who they are. They don't even know if God called them to be alive. So, like, how could they give anybody else advice on those types of things when they don't know that themselves? That's kind of what I'm saying. 1, 2, 2, 1. So if anybody comes at you for your career, tell them, you know what? Like, the Most High God ordained me to do this. So you could call judgment on me every day, all day. It's never going to do anything. You're going to do death spells on me all day, every day. I'm not going to die. I've already died multiple times and came back to life instantly. I'm not allowed to die. Death is not even real. So literally, like, and if you're chosen, you most likely have died. Somebody, like, because people come and try to take out the chosen because of jealousy. 1, 2, 2, 1, taking initiative, change, optimism, joy, communication, messages, good news, expression, high vibes. Work with what you have and it will get you places. See, if that lady would have been a little bit more open-minded and would have given this stuff a try, she would have found out that it's not all bullshit, right? Maybe it is through a couple people that do it, but still, it's not all bullshit. If you're seeing repeating numbers, sequences over and over again, that is the universe trying to tell you something. If you're seeing something that shows up on a sign as you're driving down the freeway and you see it 5 times, there is something within that you need to look at within yourself to figure out what is that message trying to tell you. And that's all I'm trying to do with these angel numbers, is give you a more personal interrelationship with the Most High God. So yeah, you're going to be getting some good news about this situation soon. Whatever it is, it's going to help you. 1313, starting fresh. It'll give you the ability to start fresh. Encouragement, goals, foundations, creative ventures, and communication. Step out of your comfort zone. You are about to create something meaningful. All of your skills and talents will bring you auspicious profits. Yeah, anything that you build off of love and compassion and the grace of God is going to be amplified by a billion and returned back to you. And don't even take time into consideration. Once you remove time as a factor, it's like removes those blocks that were binding you. So yeah, build up your confidence and trust in your decisions. Use a pendulum. Until you get that yes and no response back from your higher self immediately, use a pendulum to grow your intuition. 444, you've got protection. Your protection is on the way. Change, rebellion, guidance, justice, truth, character, love. Get ready for the good things that you've been hoping for. This is a better life I'm talking about. You were born for a higher calling. 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 Okay. Put your energy into going towards your ambitions, and the universe will align itself to provide you with the right people, circumstances, and resources to make things happen. And if people want to say that we're all the same, we're all exactly the same, yes, there is some truth to that. We all come from the same, there's one source, creator of all things. And the atoms that make up the molecules in the fibers in our beings, yes, it is all the same one being, one energy, one source. Okay. But not everybody is the same as far as their experiences that they've had, as far as how they've developed, as far as their past, their spiritual past experiences, who they were before this life and before that and before that and before that, and to infinitum. Okay. That's not going to be the same for everybody. That's why we have things called soul groups, because we've had soul experiences past infinitums with these other beings and entities. Okay. So anybody that says that, no, there is no chosen ones, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And it's about to be proven by the world that that's bullshit. Okay. There are people that everybody is called, but only certain people are chosen. Being chosen, it means that you were genetically altered by an extraterrestrial to be the way that you are, so that you could fulfill and carry out the tasks that you're needed to carry out in this lifetime. Everybody gets called to take, like, if you're a parent, that's a calling. Okay. You're basically being chosen to take care of your children. As a parent, that's a calling. You get a job, that's a calling. Like, let's say you're passionate about teaching, that's a calling. That's still a calling on your life. God calls you to answer, so that you answer your life and do your responsibilities, take care of your children, raise the next generation, etc. Or even other things like that, helping the community and helping stuff. Okay. But very few people actually pick that phone call up from God and answer it. And then after hanging up with God, going to make the correct choices in their life, because God's going to call you to love yourself more than you love your partner. God's going to call you to love yourself more than you love anything else, because if you don't love yourself, then you can't even be there to fulfill God's mission. You can't even be there to love God if you don't love yourself. That's why it's so important to teach your children unconditional self-love. That unconditional self-love means you look in the mirror, you may not like what you see, but you love yourself anyways. The same way that you look at your child, you may not love everything that they do or say, but you unconditionally love them. You will love them no matter what anyways, right? And that's the energy and the love that God gives. That's the energy that I give. Even if people are mean to me, I'm going to still unconditionally love them anyways, because I know that that's what is missing from their equation, why they can't get their life together. And that's not their fault. That, yes, maybe their actions are that fault, but their parents not being unconditionally loved, not knowing what unconditional love is not the child's fault. And it's really not the parents' fault. It's an error of the human race not bringing unconditional love into the experience. And unconditional love would mean we don't have homeless people. If we unconditionally loved, like it, that's why I say that the hunger in the world, it's not a lack of food, it's a lack of love. It's a lack of unconditional love. Okay. It's a lack of care. It's not a lack. It's not that we don't have enough food. It's just that we don't have enough unconditional love for the people that are starving to give them the food. 3333, social skills, hope, optimism, liberation, success, prosperity, excitement, and enthusiasm. The problems that you have today will eventually disappear. Your guardian angels encourage you to maintain a positive outlook on life since your luck may be about to change. It's about to change, right? So it is time to put your captivating energy into and inspirational personality, okay, into what you do. Don't let your ego get the best of you. 2424, you're going to be entering into a period of good times. Leisure, rest, holiday, pleasure, love, affection, and kindness, happiness. You are worthy of affection, leisure, and pleasure. Don't let anybody think that you're not worthy of the stuff that they have or the stuff that other people have. Anything that any person has attained on this planet besides like their twin flame, and you can, and literally you're worthy of, you can get anything that anybody else has. You can't have what they have, but you can have your own version of what they have, right? Like that's still accessible to you. So don't feel like just because you see somebody have something that you don't have, that you can't get that. You can have that, but you can have what God meant for you, your own version of it, the version of it that God made for you personally, because you don't want somebody else's twin flame journey. That person's not, that other person, that other twin flame that you're thinking that you want is not lined up with you to create the oneness of God. So you don't want somebody else's twin flame. You just want your own twin flame, right? And then if you ask for something like that, make sure that you, like, God won't even put you in the space to have that type of relationship until you've passed many tests from God. Because God doesn't want the abuse of self on self and that type of way to happen. Okay. Whenever you give love out, it's going to always find its way back to you multiplied. All right. All right. One more card. And then we're going to close out the reading. 2002. The void, longing, technology. This is funny. It says technology because we were talking about how all our government will sell orphans. They'll sell any child. They'll sell anybody. For this technology, for this demonic ass fallen angel fucking technology, they will sell anybody. Okay. That's how our government has been. That's going to change. So ambition, genius, forward thinking, stress, and depression. You have more control over your life than you realize. Learn and execute what interests you. Turn things around. It gets better with time. There are plenty of friends to make. So chill out, have fun, and be open. Go outside. Okay. Yay, you guys. Thank you for those of you that made it to the end of this reading. I really appreciate it. Please like this video if you liked it. Share it if you feel called to. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you're notified of every time that I go live. And yeah, I'm glad that I was able to be here to read for you today and to give you this information. I hope that you do something positive with it. Make sure that if you are going to take any of the advice, before you apply it to your life, that you follow up with a professional in the field of that advice. Okay. Be responsible with the energy, be responsible with the information. And if you can pinpoint who these reptilian people are in your community, stay away from them. And this Hierophant group that has the reptilians in them, just try to stay away from them. If you're called to move, then it may be better to move. Okay. Don't be bound to where you're at, because that's what these reptilian people tried to do. They tried to literally trap you and then sacrifice you. And so they wanted to trap you in a location so that they would forever have access to your energy, so that they could continually cause trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma to occur, so that then these entities could drain your energy via what spills out when trauma happens. Okay. So don't allow these entities to trap you. Know that we call the Galactic Federation of Light down on this, down on these intergalactic criminals. Okay. Know that God loves you. Know that I love you. If you would like to leave a tip or donation, I greatly appreciate it. It keeps this channel going and the message is flowing. I will be putting a PayPal donation button in the description box after this live reading ends. Okay. So you can do that. And thank you guys in advance. And know that every time you give to me, God gives to you. And the way I've seen it, it's like God gives to you twice as much for helping me. And why does God do that? Because because you're helping a chosen one, literally. So God's going to give you twice. So, and this actually works anytime you give to somebody. When you like donate or you tip somebody, God's going to give you the twice the amount of what you gave, so that you, and there will be another opportunity that you'll be able to give again and then still have a lot left over. So anyways, that's how God works. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next reading. Peace be with you. And I just want to remind you that we rebuke the reptilian agenda and the reptilians that masquerade as humans, walking around pretending to be our friends, pretending to be our parents, pretending to be whatever. Okay. We rebuke this plot that the reptilians made against, again, to work through humans, against all of the twin flame journeys and all of that. I ask that God send all the warring angels to aid you in your space, and then to aid me in my space, so that we can all come together and be at peace with one another. And so that, yeah, equal opportunity for everybody. So yeah, be aware of the reptilian agenda. Okay. All I got to say is that, and I hate saying this because I don't like politics, right? But Donald Trump doesn't have reptilian in him. So, but the other one running for president, I'm not going to say her name. I don't want to invoke that reptile. That is a reptilian entity. So, yeah, that's how the Illuminati goes. Most likely, most of them in the Illuminati are reptile people that are these shapeshifters. And so, yeah, there'll be some evidence. God says that God's going to reveal the reptilian agenda through this person running for president, and there's going to be viral TikToks of this person of reptilian traits or qualities or whatever coming through this person being caught on camera. So you are going to see something that confirms what we're talking about here today. Okay. And then I pray Psalm 91 over the election, because there are illegal Okay. So I'm just going to, there's so many things that if I could just tell somebody about, but like, this is one of them, that there are voting machines. There are voting machines that have been made that are using subconscious technology that communicates through brainwaves. And what they do is they direct these machines at a whole group of people, like an entire state. Like, let's say that they're trying to change the way that Texas votes. They're going to direct this frequency subliminally night and day. And this is lower than what our ears can hear as humans. And they're going to project this message subconsciously, trying to push the energy, trying to push thoughts through the subconscious of humanity into the people's minds, so that they can then get a whole group of people to vote one way or the other, right? Now, I've reported these illegal voting technology abuse machines to the Most High God before. And after I did that is when they started bringing in the criminals from other countries, treating us like we're Australia, like how England did Australia, and sending all the criminals because they need votes. They don't realize that the majority of the people that they've already sent are not going to vote on the reptilian side, even if they're criminals. Okay, they're not going to. And why? I mean, I'm not going to go into any more of that, but it's illegal, and so somebody's going to get caught up for that, and they're going to be asked to resign, especially when somebody tries to mess with the voting system this next time in November. Like, this is the reptilians' last go at it. Okay. Like, this is their last attempt. And because I see the future, I already see that it's going to be a failed attempt, right? There's going to be some type of intervention. So we ask that the black magic be cleared up for you and for me and for everybody else. And I pray for your well-being as well as mine, as the well-being of this country. Okay. One love, everybody. All right. I love you guys. I'm giving you guys hugs and support, air hugs. All right. I love you. I'll see you in the next reading. Until then, peace be with you.